Literally
There it is. We're live. Hey, we're back. It's Sunday.
We're back, baby.
It's Distant Star episode 23.
Oh God, is it that time already?
We're this episode's called Shadow of Caemihre. Yeah. Hey, what happened last week? Tiddly?
I'm gonna need help with his name. Is it
Our friend? Yeah, Majeur.
Majeur. Okay.
Jurek Majeur.
Okay, so Majeur. Whatever. Fuck it. Turned out to be the elf we helped and gave wine to. Surprise. He thanks the fortunate one for our presents.
Future one.
Oh, my bad. I can't read you.
Why do we have him doing this? We know he can't read.
No, I want him to do it. He never does it.
That's because I'm very quick at nose goes when I'm paying attention.
Yes.
The Order of the Silence is allowed to talk somewhat. It's more of a personal choice of how far they go with it. I don't know what that means. Thank you, Luke. Which means Locke is a crazy zealot. People he was serving were having waking nightmares, very little sleep. 2 weeks ago, around the same time as the volcano, the mayor was killed. A new mayor took over, and everyone agreed to it without really seeing her or knowing her. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name.
Caemihre.
That one. Audie and Rainbow recognize the name. It's Rainbow. It pings for being a very traditional elven name. Audie remembers a specific book, The Anger of whatever her last name is. Yeah, that one. An old play about an evil wizard that tried to force an entire army to take over all the houses, but the houses killed them. We actually decided to go to a graveyard against Majeur's advice. And undead have been an issue in the town, so coming from the graveyard, Rainbow got excited to kill some undead in the graveyard and convinced the team to leave to go there.
Yes, we see your
We ended up going. Steve got spooked immediately. Because, well, Steve, he's afraid of doors. And
my name's Steve, and I do not want to be here.
That was a good line. He had some good
Someone
ones.
go back and clip that, please.
Guy, first sight of what he thought was undead, he decided to just shoot something and just kill literally 9 people with one shot.
It wasn't just him. There was 2 people in on that.
Yeah, so 9 people.
Mm-hmm.
They did this.
I don't know. I thought there was a lot more, so my bad.
And I'm going to point out...
No, there was 9 people. There was 9 people, but it wasn't just Guy. It was Guy and Sunshine, I think.
Guy killed 9 people with his mind.
While Guy did quite a bit of damage to all 9 of them, I'm going to say that Guy definitely... Tiddly would have noticed what Guy did way more, or what Sunshine did, than what Guy did. Because I threw a fucking fireball.
His notes, so he noticed what Guy did.
It does say Sunshine and Guy, but I just forgot that Sunshine's an actual word. So, yeah, and then we decided to fight a beast of a bitch. I don't remember anything about her, but took us about 2 hours and she's dead.
That was Eloy Kamehameha.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah.
Oh.
Eloy Kamehameha.
Kamehameha. Got it.
Good.
She Kamehameha the fuck out of us.
And then we won, so.
Multiple people are at 1 HP at the end of that, but yes.
Yeah, legitimately 1 HP. We ended up winning, barely. But we eventually set her on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we also set fire to the other corpses that were there.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the villagers at one point started to come and try to attack us, but we ended up thwarting them as well. And I believe we headed back to town, and that's the most I can remember.
Yeah, you headed back to town with the villagers in an attempt to explain to them that the person you just killed was in fact evil, and they should not be listening to her.
Yes, I remember that now.
You were taken to the mayor's tower, which is a tower in the middle of Glogow, the city, the town you are, is on the ruins of an old citadel, castle of sorts. And when you got there, you found that the mayor was all strung up out front. The old mayor, brutal display of
Typical stuff.
just normal
Pretty
mayoral
standard.
activities. Okay, and that's exactly where we pick it up.
One thing to add real quick that may or may not be somewhat important. I believe a couple people were involved in this. I don't remember who ended up with the bracelet. I think
Amulet.
Amulet.
Caemihre was wearing. I think Rainbow ended up with it.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I have a receipt, and I will be getting it back from her, or something of equivalent value.
We'll see.
And we determined
Okay.
definitely not a phylactery.
We
Well-
did not determine, but we did determine that this was a particular kind of lich that did not need a phylactery.
It's definitely not a phylactery, Mike. Don't fucking do this to us.
How many spell slots y'all got left? None. All right.
You know what I have? I have the ability to sneak away.
It should also be noted that it's basically in the middle of the night. It's very, very dark. Okay.
Yes, we opted very vehemently to go to the graveyard in the middle of the night instead of the next morning.
We will not be able to see very well.
Thank you. Okay. So you're standing outside of the tower. You're surrounded by the locals. The only reason that that's slightly unnerving to you, as we established last week, that this is basically a mini Sparta. They have every able-bodied adult is trained heavily, and that's just how they do things here. All right, you see that there are pinkies on chat.
Yay, caffeine.
Yay, caffeine and something else.
I am also enjoying caffeine and something else.
Tea.
Ice cubes.
Water.
Very
Speaking of
refreshing.
Ooh, that hit me right in the back of the throat. The
So our friend
Heyo.
Majeur is with us, right?
yes, Jurek is still with you. Majeur is still with you. You're all still there, even despite the fact that Josh is not here. What's his fucking name?
Steve has taken a
Steve is
temporary vow of silence.
Steve is still there. Steve does not want to be there. His name is Steve,
it
and he
sounds
does not
like a
want to be
thing
there.
you do.
Steve, we're away from the ghosts. Except the one right behind you. Just
Do you want to hear a loud scream and then get punched to death? Because that's how you get your loud scream and get punched to death.
Yeah, I wouldn't jump scare Steve.
Jump scare the barbarian. See how it turns out. All right.
Are they leading us in the tower? Does it appear?
They led you to the tower. The idea, Jurek's idea, was to go to the mayor's office to find evidence, basically.
That's right.
That justifies your burning of their mayor's corpse.
Well, they saw that she was undead, though. We canceled the hypnotic pattern before we burned her.
yes.
So I was up there talking to them while they were getting ready to burn.
Right, but were they next to the corpse?
They were
we had them come
probably
investigate.
within. I mean, that's up to you, but I would guess they were definitely within sight range.
It's
And we
humans in the
were-
middle of the night as well.
Yes, but I mean, we had quite a bit of light going.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, I suppose. But
I know, but this is still.
I do remember I had a conversation with one of them about how look at her,
Oh, right, that is true.
with Majeur.
And you would notice that they.
That's why they didn't immediately kill us.
Right, it is. They want to believe you, but it's
That's
You
a
know.
lot to take in. Yeah.
It's a lot, right? It's easier to just say that you're murderers. So you're there. It is unlocked. There's a elder statesman near you that seems to have sort of taken the lead on conversations. Older gentleman, still well built, but no longer in the prime of his life. He has decided he will accompany you within, and there will be a couple of guards, just citizens that will be present on the first floor exclusively, due to the fact that there are sensitive documents throughout. They don't really want to have a whole bunch of random people wandering around the tower.
I explained to them that I'm just going to cast a spell so that we can see a little better, and then I cast light on Audie's shield, facing away from him, obviously.
Okay. And these people, they're not unaccustomed. It's basically the same percentage of people that end up going to the academy. They're aware.
Right, but this is a sort of situation where they might be a little jumpy about.
Sure. Agree.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Sunshine. I can see so many more places I am bleeding from now.
I have done all I can to help with that, Audie.
You all have done all you can. Do you go inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Heading in.
Sorry, I am just cranky from the blood loss.
This is a pretty standard circular tower from the outside. Heading in, you see what can only be described as like an office style setting. There's 2 rooms readily seen in front of you. You enter into a room and there's a desk and bookshelves. You pass that, you see a entryway with no door and more shelving and another desk back there. It is explained to you that they mostly use this for clerical, for the taxation and stuff like that.
I would quickly explain that I am going to start casting Detect Magic because I'm out of spell slots, so I'm going to do it ritually. So,
okay.
Check in with me in 10 minutes.
Okay, see you later. What does everyone else like to do? You can basically from where you're at see a little more than half of the building. There is a door to your left that leads somewhere. You do not see the stairs that lead up into the tower. Although it is clear that there are other floors from the outside, you could see windows.
Are we being held in this room or
no? They have led you in here. You have asked to look for evidence to basically clear your name. They're also all pretty interested in finding this evidence, like Astral Ward AC 20, Actual Ward AC 20.
Actual Word. Marcus forgot Sunshine was an actual word.
As Sunshine had previously said, he'd shown a few people that she was pretty fucked up but they just want proof that was her and not something you guys did.
Well, I would use my mighty skills that I have in perception to see if I notice anything.
Okay, sounds good. Perception if you're just going broad strokes, investigation if you have an idea of something you'd specifically like to look for.
Broad strokes first. Investigate further if something catches my eye.
I would also like to be looking around. Perception 17.
And
a 22.
22. Fantastic.
I will look around. I find nothing.
Okay.
I will now rest.
You're more concerned with the armed militia that is very interested in your every movement at this point.
Pretty much.
Yes, on that note.
This is a couple of coarse words away from being a real bad time.
On that note, I would not be investigating the room. I would be trying to gauge the intentions and the overall, like, where they're sitting from an aggressive standpoint. So I would be doing probably a insight check on our follower,
Sure.
or the guards following
Okay,
us.
you go ahead and roll for that. I'll tell them the perception roll. Guy and Rainbow, you see what I previously stated, bookshelves in this room. There's a desk. It seems to be a bit of a waiting area. This is clearly like an assistant's office or basic clerical. The shelves in the back room that you can kind of see through, it's lined with older books, all the same sort of make. If you had to guess, that would be like legal documents and taxation records and stuff like that. Because they just all look the same, and it's just shelf after shelf after shelf of basically the same stuff. The door to the left as you enter in this room, that is shut. You do not see anything further about it. Rainbow, you can tell through like the glistening light that it is clearly locked, because you can see like shadow hit along the edges. You know what I mean?
Guy and or Tiddly, I think both of you are more equipped for potentially opening a locked door. Maybe want to check for traps first.
Does anyone have
we'll do that.
the key to that door?
That's also a good idea.
What is behind this door? Does anyone know? Turning towards the guards.
The elder statesman that you're talking to presents himself as a counselor of the town or whatever. The other side is storage and the stairs leading up to the mayor's office and sleeping quarters.
Well, that's where we would need to look. Why would anyone keep anything with the rest of the files here?
We don't know. I couldn't
Okay,
tell
we're
you.
going over there.
Does anyone have the key to this door so we might...
No, it's kept with the mayor. Did she have it on her person?
When I tried to...
there was no
move the
key.
body.
There was no
Okay. Okay. Not when we were doing the burial rites for her. Do you mind if I were to try to open this?
I go over there. and I try
Tiddly's
to-
working on it, yeah, but
Oh.
I assume so. Tiddly, all right. You have thieves' tools, yes?
Yes.
Seems on brand for your character, I'll be honest, but I'm just asking.
Convict.
So can I investigate the door first of all?
Yes, please do.
Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out what this.
Go ahead and roll your investigation real quick, Tiddly, and I will do Adi's thing. So what'd you roll, Adi?
Well, first I rolled an 11, and it seemed like there was something wrong with my roller. So I restarted it because there was all this like overlaying numbers and stuff. Like I had kind of done something to screw it up. So then I tried
That's
it again.
blonde, brunette, redhead.
Yes, and then I got a much more realistic roll and got the 5. So I think we're going to go with that one.
What you would be able to intent, you wouldn't be able to get like a full crowd intent with that. Obviously, they are all over the place. They're spreading. It's spreading word like crazy, and more people keep showing up. This is becoming like the row, the noise of the situation is being spread through the town. Clearly,
People are showing up outside, or more people are showing up following us.
Outside, they're outside, but the outside door is still open, and you're there, and you can see what was initially, 20, 30-ish people is growing to 50, and there's still and there's more people leaving to find more people. This is becoming like a thing.
I hate when people watch me. I must protect my image.
Aren't you effectively an athlete? What are you talking about?
I think him swinging was trying to like, if he's a professional athlete, he was swinging at somebody.
Nah, I'm
That's-
joking.
All right, Tidley.
So my investigation to check for traps was a 9.
You do not believe there are any traps.
All right. Do I need to roll another thing to try to open it?
Yes, it is sleight of hand to open the door. You do have these tools proficiency, so you can add your proficiency to that.
Oh yeah, I didn't get it. It was a 6 without anything else on top of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Guy watching him, you pretty quickly realize he's sitting there trying to do it, but you pretty quickly realize that he's not going to pull it off, and he's trying to save face.
No, you gotta slide in the tumblers in order to get through as it's going. You want me to try and show you how it's done, bud?
Yeah. Yep. I'll let you try. This is a tricky one.
Can I investigate, make sure there are no traps?
Sure.
Yep, natural 1 on that. So
You're certain that there are no traps.
There you go. I told you.
okay. And then sleight of hand, 23.
23. Okay, congratulations. You pick the lock.
See, and I'm talking to Tilly like, all right, so you got to put the tumbler in and go through, and then put the other one to brace it, and then you can just move. See, just like that.
I hate you.
Hey, I'm trying to help you out for next time.
Yeah. Just go. Let's go upstairs.
Go ahead.
So I want to continue. Is it when we open the door? Do we roll perception to see what
Sure.
the room looks like?
Sure. You open the door and roll perception. Yes.
I was just making sure he went through first.
Okay.
21.
So go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw real quick, Tidley.
I might actually have resistance to traps. I do.
You have trap sense, yes?
It's Dungeon Delver. You have resistance to damage dealt by traps.
Ah, okay.
That's a sick feat that I
Hey,
did.
it's kind of cool, yeah.
That's
Is that your
pretty good.
background?
No, it's a feat that I got. I think it's at level 4.
Oh, sweet.
Why the hell did Steve eat all those axes in like episode 3 or whatever?
Because it was
because
funny?
I didn't have that yet. but the reason that I did get it was because Steve ate all of those axes.
That is a great feat.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to think ahead on this one.
Well,
All
now
right,
he is
wisdom
officially
save. 11.
line.
Yo, yeah, Tidley's door opener. Tidley's permanent door opener now.
It doesn't say what my resistance is, so I don't know what it actually
It's half damage.
is. It half? Okay, that's what I was thinking, but it doesn't actually say that.
You don't
I
get
rolled
advantage
11.
on saves or anything, but you get half damage, which is great.
It's at least good enough to not be full damage
You will deflect that axe to the face.
because I'm going to take damage more than likely.
What'd you
I
roll?
rolled 11.
11? Yeah. You're going to take full damage. That's 9. As
He halves it, right? Because it's a trap.
yes, he haps it. So
Okay.
that's 5.
Yeah. Okay.
As a blinding blue light erupts from above the door as soon as the door opens and smashes Tidley right in his medium
Tidley.
face. He's like a solid 6, a soft 7.
Sorry, didn't catch that. It was above the door. I'm not so great with. I'm sorry. I don't really get to see the tops of doors. I couldn't get to the top of it.
You can barely see somebody's nuts, man. Jeez.
Unfortunately, that's not true.
As I'm doing the ritual chanting for detect magic, I just start talking a little louder just to remind everybody what I'm doing here.
Sorry, for traps I usually check the bottom because who booby traps the top of the door?
Clearly somebody who's smarter than us.
Obviously.
All right.
Is the
Doors
halfling dead yet?
Doors open now. And you can see... go ahead and roll your perception, Tiddly.
I rolled a 21 on that.
Okay. Through to the other side. First off, you can see the stairs leading up on the back wall. Okay. To whatever the next floor is. You find yourself in a room that is entirely storage. It's like emergency rations, crates of dried food. And to your left is a open door into what would normally be a pantry, and you see a grate on the floor.
Like a drain kind of grate? Or
yeah, but it's pretty large.
Something that like kind of stands out as not ordinary there?
Right, yeah.
Okay. You said the stairs were towards the back, and then to the right was
the stairs start
area. Pretty
much straight across from you on the outside wall.
And this is a pretty big room that I went into, or no?
No, not really. It's less than half of the circular building. I mean, the whole thing is maybe 50 feet across. This whole tower and this is the widest part here down here towards the bottom. So it's not huge, but.
All right. Well, I'd go search the right to just the storage to see if there's anything over there hidden.
As he's doing that, I turn around to the elder statesman, like, "Do you guys trap all your doors like that? Like, who knows magic that would put a trap like that? Just attack our friend."
No. No, that's new.
That strikes me as strange. What if one of your people would have gone through that?
We good point. Monsieur looks at you. It would be prudent, I believe, moving forward. Should have close eyes on everything.
I agree. Who are the rest of the people that are coming in here? As we try to get this investigation going, can you keep the public out of here?
Aye. He heads towards the front. Back up. There's a formal investigation happening into tidings here. He seems very distraught by that explosion happening and what you presented him. It doesn't make sense to him.
Thank you, sir. What was your name, by the way?
Fuck you. Francis Tyrell. Sure.
Okay.
Whoever he is, he doesn't seem to know anything.
I am Bubbles.
He is like a man who woke up from long nap and doesn't know where he is.
Morgan knows where he is. He's still in the same chair that he fell asleep.
Oh, I was talking about me.
Okay.
Francis, will you continue with us or send some people to make sure we're doing okay? Make sure we're not disturbing anything? Have any questions for you?
I shall walk with you. Yes. They will need a elder statesman of this village to speak on your behalf.
Okay, thank you.
I believe we will find more now that what you have said.
I graciously accept your company and thank you for understanding this. I do apologize for all the trouble we've caused you this night.
Thank you for your kindness.
And then I follow behind and Tiddly. Rainbow, you coming?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Adi, can someone roll Adi over? Just maybe on his side.
She's sleeping.
Can I?
I'm up. I've got the light.
We could use it over here.
Mike, I can't remember. Did you rule that we can ritual cast and walk at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
You absolutely
I would follow behind them.
Okay.
Left we got on that.
Okay. So you head up the stairs or just into that next room? Tiddly, you're in
Me
front.
specifically, I was gonna go over to the right to that storage area.
Okay. Yeah, it's just dried food and a little bit of gold storage, right? But it looks, what little it is, looks like it's clearly like tax purposes, and it's not like they're hoarding this massive amount of money. It's like a little bit of money sitting over here.
At this point in time, would we have had a short rest?
Sure. No, you haven't stopped doing anything. No.
Okay.
How long are short rests normally?
10 minutes.
An hour.
An hour. There you
Yeah, they're an hour rule wise, but do you usually do 10 minutes, Mike? Or
go. I'll do an hour now.
Okay.
Okay. I want to know because I know we used to do 10 minutes and then I saw an hour and wasn't
It's
sure.
because
how
Paizo
short
was
it.
10 minutes.
Yeah, listen, you guys got to keep me updated because my brain's going to slip into 3-5 and Paizo at will. So
And that's fine. I want to make sure that I'm clear on stuff too.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we don't have a warlock with us, the short rest isn't too abusive if we just do 10-minute ones. So, but yeah, we can do an hour. That's cool.
I would like, just kind of as we're going through, to toss up Eyes of the Grave. I have a couple more uses of that. I know the location of any undead within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover and isn't protected from divination magic.
Isn't behind total cover and isn't protected by divination magic.
Yeah.
Okay. You yeah, that's all that's in that storage area, Tiddly. Where did everybody else want to go?
I'm going into the next room.
The one to the left with the grate in the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. Walking into that room, and now that you're in there, you can see that this is what would be described as like a large pantry. There's a lot of herbs and flowers and jars on sitting on shelves and drying out different plants and whatnot. The grate in the floor is actually something you can pull up, and you can see a ladder going down into what presumably is some sort of basement or storm cellar.
Was this here before with the old mayor?
Aye, used for emergency purposes during sieges. These days we use it to cure the meats of the village for winters.
What do you think, Tiddly? I'm generally leery of things that go downwards into like a sub-basement kind of area. If I were a creepy person, that's where I would hide shit, but it could also be up.
If
I'm more worried about something coming up now. You're usually with stuff that are better below ground.
Hey,
Rainbow.
she was talking to me.
Oh,
Ass.
sorry.
Boys,
honestly,
you don't have to fight over me.
I'm just gonna say, I honestly thought you were creepy, so I was just gonna go listen to what you had to say, and now I don't know what to do. I think we should go down.
Do I smell anything coming from the larder?
Perception. Is Adi scent-based in his movements?
His vision is based on movement. Modified 20.
It would be like a wet smell coming up from underneath there. You can definitely it's a little bit rancid, but you also smell the salting. If it's truly used as a larder and a dehydration, then all that sort of makes sense. Also, to keep in mind that the city is built right on a lake, so there's probably a lot of moisture that gets in there as well.
Right, but if there's like a tinge of something rancid, it either means that it could mean that it has not been taken care of for its intended purposes.
Yeah, and there would be a small hint of that.
Something does not smell right down there. Proceed with caution.
Down first.
Sunshine, are you almost done with that magic thing?
Yes and or no.
Probably not.
Okay.
I'll put you at most of the way. Okay.
It is 10 minutes, so
everyone was truly actually investigating the place and going through and doing things, that would take time. Sure. But 10 minutes is a long time. Okay, so you're going down?
I will put my shield on my back and I will lead the way down since I am our little guiding light.
Aw, that show is terrible.
As he's going
down.
What's
the name of the show?
Yeah, Guiding Light.
Yeah, it was a show. As Adi's going down, I just start singing from the top. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
If anyone is still up there, kill the halfling.
Eel.
I think we have figured out why guys' bardic skills are cooking and not singing.
I express my art in different ways.
I try to
through food.
Kick over guy.
Try to kick him over.
I mean, it's hard. He's got low center of gravity, but
yeah, he's dense.
It'd be like pushing over Veruca Salt. She just rolls. The
low to the ground doesn't hurt me.
All right, Adi, you head down. You find yourself in a lowered. It's exactly what it is. You find yourself in a small hallway. I need to pull up that up because I do have a map that Jay sent me very nicely. Thank you, Jay. Okay. You find yourself at the end of a very long hallway, basically. Based on, go ahead and roll survival real quick, guy. Or no, Tiddly. Adi's the one down there. One of you white guys with the beard.
Immortality is what I meant. Right, Vegeta?
You're talking.
Adi, roll survival.
30-20.
No, Adi, roll survival. He's the one down there.
Oh.
Okay.
You can borrow my roll if you want.
That's how
I'll probably have 17 is not terrible.
Okay. So you would know that this actually heads away from the water. This is heading due east. So this hallway is leading whatever is down here. It's leading it away from probably the water table so that it doesn't flood.
There is a tunnel leading east away from the water. It does look like an escape tunnel, as they had explained.
We believe in the old man leans in. We believe in the times of when the citadel was used. It was a dungeon or escape routes.
I look over towards Rainbow and just kind of gestured towards the grate and just like, come on. It'll be fun. Just put it over. Solve all of our problems. Just saying.
What?
He's down there. Let's put it on top.
Do you not want a meat shield in front of you?
Rainbow, I believe your expertise may be needed down here.
Alley-oop.
She jumps.
Like Mary Poppins. Just floats down.
Floats down with a little umbrella.
I throw a rope after her. Just the fuck.
The whole rope.
Yeah, it just doesn't undo it. Just the whole
in the face
rope
with
all
the rope.
bundled together.
She gets clubbed with 15 pounds of rope. Okay. Yep. You're down there as well now, Rainbow. You see the same thing he did. You're in a slightly damp, let's be honest, pretty damp, a stone hallway. You have some overgrowth happening on the sides, but that's just purely to this place was built a long time ago. You can see some clear repair that's happened over the course of the years. Wooden posts put in along the walls. This has been sort of like the rest of the village, maintained as best as possible. There are no torches or sconces to place torches. It's pretty dark. Outside of Audie's light spell cast.
My nose tells me something is rotten down here. Do you sense anything?
My eyes of the grave would have worn off, so I'll pop it one more time.
You said 60 feet?
Yep.
You would thought you caught something farther down for a half second.
Brother, are you done yet? We have more dead things down here and I want to kill them, but I don't want to do it without you.
Can we check the one room up here first rather than go off to God knows where?
Nope. Sunshine, would you like to answer your sister?
Am I done?
Huh?
Am I done?
No, you're almost there.
I would just chant a little louder because I don't want to mess up the ritual chanting. Almost there.
We'll put you at 10 minutes. Who cares? Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's done yet.
All right, and
Thing off those last few seconds, I just take a defensive position.
And boom goes the dynamite.
with a dramatic flourish, and I'm gonna say a few sparks shooting out of my butt. I have cast
Nice.
detect magic.
All right. That
Good
is
visualization.
30 feet, right?
It's approximately, I want to say 30 feet is correct. Yes, 30 feet. To be fair, it is blocked by 1 foot of stone.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be far.
Well, that's
Fair to be.
But like, if I look down the hole, I should detect any magic, and stuff like that. But yeah, just to play the rules fair.
looking down the hole. You see detect the magic from the lights on Audie's shield.
Would he detect if the amulet that's in my bag is magic?
Yes, that is in fact magic.
That is all I have for now, right?
That is all you have for now. It should be noted that both the floor and the ceiling are stone.
How
Yes.
far up is that set of stairs?
1 floor of a tower, so consider it like a floor and a half.
Is it a
15, 60
spiral-
feet. Yes.
Is it a spiral staircase?
Yes, it rotates. It's not a full spiral staircase. It basically hugs the wall of the tower as it goes up the side.
Okay.
So,
I would respond to Rainbow finally. Tell her. Well, looks like your amulet you're carrying is magic. Be careful with that, I guess. Do we?
Cool.
want to deal with those undead right now?
Or we check one room and then go kill them. Steve can watch the hole.
Okay, fine.
I mean, look. I mean, I want to accommodate your feelings here as much as possible, but I'd like to point out we did rush to a graveyard at night already.
It makes sense. Let's go check the room.
You can leave Audie down there if you want.
What were you saying, Audie?
It'd be somebody's idea other than Guy's.
All right. It should be noted. It should be noted, Sunshine, that amulet is 100% necromancy magic. So.
I want that amulet.
I will. Do Rainbow and Audie come back up?
I would, yes.
Begrudgingly, yes.
Well,
Okay,
before Audie comes back up, I'm gonna put the grate on.
I stop you from doing that.
I allow him to stop me.
Come on.
All right. As I'm helping Rainbow up, I would say in twin speak, yeah, that thing's definitely necromancy. The amulet.
Oh. Okay.
Jurek has already started to make his way up the stairs.
I believe we would follow.
Steve, I want you to look at me. I want you to make sure no one comes through that door and nothing's coming out of that hole, okay?
Coming in that
Stay
hole,
here.
walking out that door.
Everybody walk the dinosaur.
Stand right here. If anyone comes in that door or out that hole, just yell really loudly so we can hear you.
I yell as somebody walks in that hole and goes out that door.
That works too.
Does our mayor friend, did he bring any guards with him?
Yeah, there was basically the whole town is its own guard ship. But...
Maybe we could post a couple guards at that grate.
Sure. You can ask for that, and they would accommodate.
Yes, I would ask for that. I would let them know that my sister mostly did all the work on that, but determine that there is more undead underneath there.
Did you say that out loud, Rainbow?
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Called up saying there was some undead she wanted to go
yelled,
kill.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
You made me think like, shit, did I give away something I shouldn't have?
Jurek at the top of the stairs. My brethren, you might want to... Your evidence is not far.
Tiddly was with him, wasn't he?
Tiddly, did you go with Jurek?
Did you follow him up there?
Up the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
That's where we're all
perception.
going.
Go ahead and roll perception, Tiddly. Open the door. Get on the floor. 19 at the top of the stairs. So this was where you find yourself is this was fashioned as a mayoral's office. All of the correct furniture there, right? Bookshelves, got a big desk. There's a grand table that you can assume is used for whatever heads of state bullshit they have to do. However, everything isn't in the spot you would expect. Like the desk has been shoved up against a wall now. The table has been dragged to the middle and is covered with dirty sheets. The desk has chemistry equipment of alchemical equipment on it of some manner. The fireplace that is in the room. Not only are there irregular wood in there, there's signs of, chairs being thrown in, books from the bookshelves. So all the elements of what should be in this room are here. They're just not in the manner that they should be, if that makes sense.
I'd like to be behind him now. I'd like to be coming in.
Tiddly, what do you do with that information?
Kind of search.
You're gonna head in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Before I try to do that, I want to see if there's any traps.
Okay.
You're learning.
Investigate.
Sure. Yes.
I didn't see
I think
anything.
I'm probably in range for detect magic.
If you can't see through the stone, you'd have to be on the floor.
Oh, okay.
I only rolled a 3. I didn't see anything.
Okay.
I feel like I'm perfectly fine to walk in there.
You cannot tell if there are any traps or not. All right. You're heading on in. Where would you like to personally look, Tiddly?
Oh, you said there's some kind of like a desk or table, right?
Yeah, it has alchemical equipment on it.
There.
Okay. So go ahead and go there. Guy, you may head up now.
Am
I'm
I?
a guy, so I'll be right behind him.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Sunshine, you coming?
body.
Yes. I am following.
All right. I'm going to just have you all up there at this point. Detect magic. Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
You would see that there is some sort of... What is that? There is an abjuration spell placed on the stairs leading up to the next floor, which are very nearby where this dumps you out. And you get light, varying types of magic from the stuff on the alchemical station.
Okay.
Tiddly,
Nobody
investigate.
go on those stairs.
Tiddly, investigate while you're there, since you're there now.
13.
13. Well, it's a bunch of sciencey crap you don't quite understand. You understand that this stuff is generally used to make potions, or it could be cooking for all you know. But you're not. You don't trust it enough, considering what you've seen, to really dive into it.
Can I do an investigate or possibly survival to see if I can identify any of the components on the table?
Sure.
Uh, 21.
21. You, you recognize a lot of it. It's basic alchemical equipment, albeit a lot of it. Most of the herbs and ingredients used that you can see readily available are stuff that could also be used for cooking, right?
Yeah.
There are some meats, little scraps of meats of varying variety that are slightly questionable to you.
Questionable as in out of date, or...
Well, yeah, definitely out of date, but also you just...
Well, would I recognize that as human flesh?
What you would recognize is that there's some bones on it that look very similar to knuckle bones.
I mean, when you're hungry and you crave hands.
It's the only thing that solves that. Or
Got
a hankering.
Try fish people sticks. From the people who brought you human hands. You want to eat some human hands?
Get your fucking hands right here.
I sort of point out all this stuff to Rainbow and Sunshine. anything that I guess anything I wouldn't recognize that probably has a little bit more that I asked them and see if they would know on the magical side.
You wouldn't understand the purpose of a lot of them, right? You haven't done any chemistry or alchemy yourself, so I mean, you've done chemistry and alchemy as far as cooking, but you haven't done it for like potion making or anything like that. So you just don't have the experience as to what they're driving for with what they're working on.
If he points it out to Rainbow and myself, can we roll?
Yes, that's what he just asked.
Oh, okay. What are we rolling for that? Sorry.
That'd be Arcana, I would assume.
Okay.
Got it.
Would me pointing that stuff out to them be any type of advantage for them? Just pointing out those specific items?
Go ahead and add an extra 2.
Okay. Well, my first roll of the night's nat 20, so that's 24 then with an extra 2.
I don't believe you.
How do I screen share?
It's a 12.
You don't have to screen share.
I'm gonna prove that.
Oh, I believe you.
Just fucked up. You just fucked up my Zoom. So fucking bad.
Yep.
I don't know how to undo what I did.
There's so many porn tabs.
There are not.
There's only 2.
People at home, you can't see it, but I'm full head and hands now.
Wait, did it go fix? Did it fix?
Yeah, it fixed.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, sorry. I won't do that again. I'm sorry.
And everybody thought I was gonna fuck it up.
Guys, I'm on the ball with everything tonight. Could you not make up for my lack of fucking this up? Okay.
Not what we agreed to at all.
Rainbow, you'd recognize a little bit of this, Sunshine. I kind of like that you're the one who recognized it. A lot of this stuff is used. This isn't for health potions. This isn't for anti-venom or something like that. This is glamour potions. This is to make pretty.
Oh, yeah.
It tracks.
Rainbow wouldn't know anything about that.
That is right up Sunshine's alley.
Oh, sure. You don't
He's
need
like-
a skincare regimen. Just rub it in the rest of our faces.
I will.
Sunshine's like, damn, I never thought to use some of this stuff. I mean, this is all heretical, terrible stuff.
Some of it is human flesh being used.
Yeah, no, I feel like he didn't actually do any of that. I was just kidding.
Hey, guy, I'll give you 10 gold if you drink one of them.
I go over to the sugar water and drink it. And just.
I choose.
Oh, hell no. I ain't taking. It's way too early in the night. I ain't taking punishment shots.
20 gold.
So I point that out to I point that out along with what guy's revelations about it being, human bits. Point that out to Majeur and the councilman. And explain what these potions are used for in my professional experience.
In the name
I explain all the herbs and stuff.
Herbs and spices.
From my side.
Why use such horrifying ingredients for something so simple?
Would I know that? Like, would I know that with a nat 20, would I know that maybe it's more effective for undead to use people bits?
You would know that your sister's area of expertise probably would have covered why it would be important. So you could ask her.
I would turn to Rainbow and say, Rainbow, is there any particular reason an undead would use human parts instead of animal bits?
Yes.
There you go. Does that answer your questions?
I'm sorry.
I have a feeling Laura's like 40% here tonight.
No, that was her being an asshole. He asked a yes or no question,
That's
so
true.
she said yes.
I was giving you an opportunity to elaborate.
Stop. Elaborate and listen.
Yeah.
It's not how the song goes. I know, but it's funny.
A
Shut your dumb fucking mouth, Audie.
It's a more restricted, very, very illegal form of magic, where you can actually consume bits of the soul of whatever it is that you are using. Makes the spell more potent, makes the spells more powerful. So, yeah, that's why an undead lich would use human parts, because she was essentially consuming their essence.
By the one.
This was all a part of her work to basically enthrall the whole town.
Right. My 2 questions. 1, why? And 2, why here?
Francis speaks up. I can answer here. This was her seat of power when she yet lived. That's why we're so happy to see her return. This was Glogow was the seat of a great empire.
How many years ago?
Hundreds. The empire fell during the dark times.
And it's just totally normal for someone to come back into town, returning to power.
Well,
completely
no.
unaffected after hundreds of years.
No.
In fairness, Audi, she was an elf, or at least part elf. They do have an extended, longer lifespan.
And she also used magic on everyone to sorcerer them. But they probably could ask a few more questions.
Are we sure of that?
We teach long history of our people here. We're great and proud. She had always said that she would return to us.
Well, she did. And she was eating you, it looks like.
Took a lot of human flesh to cover up that level of ugly.
We will need to search the entire tower, top to bottom.
Okay.
Francis starts marching towards the stairs to go up.
No, stop. Hey, stop. I already did say earlier that nobody go to the stairs, but perhaps he didn't hear me.
Yes.
Hold on. There's another trap on those stairs. Stop. Oh, wait. Was he going to the upstairs or the downstairs?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, hold on. Stop. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm going to take a chunk of ration. So, like, actual flesh, like jerky or something, and toss it onto the trap. I'm going to ask everyone to stand back first, but
I would like to search some of the books that were in the fireplace, see if there's anything of interest.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Go ahead, investigate that then. As you throw the jerky, basically, onto the you can see it's onto that area. You can see it sort of nothing immediate happens, but you can hear a bell ringing upstairs.
oh, maybe this one was just an alarm. I say, walking forward into the trap.
Okay.
I rolled sorry.
Just that I would pick up the jerky, so I would walk into the trap. Basically.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception now that you're there. Your investigation roll, okay?
13.
13.
I also looked at the books and rolled a dirty 20.
Okay. 13, best you can tell, Guy. A lot of these are books of the Order and history of the Order, and especially the ones that have been thrown into the fire. History of the houses, history of the Order itself, history of the one. Rainbow. Not only are these burned, some of them have been particularly desecrated, carved up with knives. There's an odor, an ammonia odor from one or two. The
meth lab, get out.
Repeat on.
Yeah.
Brother dearest, don't drop any fireballs in here. Just pro tip.
Sunshine like tries to cast it, and like a dust cloud comes out. Like, okay.
a flag that says bang.
Yeah.
All right, Sunshine, what was your perception?
14.
Okay, you didn't need to roll much. As you walked through, you felt it get colder for a second, and that slight bell you heard is incredibly loud bell now all of a sudden that you're standing on the stairs, and you can hear screaming and wailing from upstairs that you could not hear before and you should have been able to hear.
Shit, and I would run up the stairs with detect magic still on.
I would follow.
And I'm going to be looking for traps, but I'm also trying to move fast.
Okay, everybody else roll perception. I would still allow you to see him, Adi, because since you were apparently watching him, I'll still allow you to see him, but...
Another dirty 20.
Another 13.
Mike.
Yeah.
Was I there with him and heard all this stuff too?
No, you didn't step into the trap. So you wouldn't have heard what he heard.
Okay.
Someone needs our help.
I rolled a 16 though. What was I supposed to roll?
Okay.
Said everybody.
Guy, what was yours? I think you were lowest.
13.
13, yeah. You did... Weirdly, Guy, you see him running up the stairs, but you don't hear his clanging of boots on the stone stairs. You didn't hear him yell, despite hearing his mouth move. The rest of you heard him, but it was very, very quiet.
Where'd he run off to?
Nowhere good. Let's go save my brother.
I follow.
Okay.
As soon as you cross the threshold of those stairs, you hear everything he previously heard. It's the bell is that of a church bell gonging directly above you. The screams are incessant.
The noise. Ah.
Sunshine,
Yes.
there it is. It should be noted, each passing floor you get to is a little smaller than the previous one. That's the way these towers are built. You exit the stairs onto what at one point was probably a bedroom. You can only tell that because a bed has been turned sideways and pushed against the wall. In its place are rudimentary torture equipment.
Good.
With
So, is that all I can really see?
what was your perception?
Can I roll again since I'm at
Yes.
the top of the stairs?
Yes.
16. About the same.
There are people in the equipment at various stages of livingness. Some of them aren't moving. Some of them are moving a lot. Some aren't
Can I
making
tell where
any
the
noise.
screaming's
Some of them are
coming
making
from?
a lot. There are two in particular that are making a bunch of noise, but there's also screaming from the next set of stairs heading up. And there seems to be screaming from the ceiling area that you cannot see anything.
Are the people real quick? I would run up to one of the people that's screaming. Do they look undead or do they look in a lot of pain?
Well, they look. Go ahead and roll insight.
Or
I guess
both. I don't know. Insight, you said?
Yeah.
The inside or medicine?
Well, insight for pain.
Insight's better. 19.
Okay. Well, clearly in a lot of pain. Also, real pale and large non-bleeding wounds
Good.
Okay.
upon them.
That makes me stop. I don't remember. Can I detect undead with detecting magic?
No, I think it's a
That's
different.
different
I think
spell.
it's a different thing.
Okay. All right. I would not release them. I would turn around to see if anybody followed me.
Yeah, basically everybody's followed you up the stairs.
Okay.
Francis, you got some splaining to do.
Francis almost doubles over in shock as he's staring around the room. He vomits near the stairs.
We gotta walk down these.
I'm assuming this is enough evidence to clear us.
Hey!
Go
By the
go
one.
tell the rest of the people.
I would go to one of the guards. Hopefully, one of them is not vomiting, and I would tell them, these people, these beings, I'm not sure, but I think they're undead. They need to be treated as dangerous. I understand that they look like they're in pain, but until we're certain, they need to be treated as if they're about ready to kill you.
You can see Major walking across the room towards them. He has drawn his sword.
Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't see this then, because I was talking to the guard.
In the name of the one, I banish you. And he starts lopping pieces off of them.
I mean, do you want me to handle it? I can do this in one fell swoop. You said.
He seems to be very into what he's doing.
Okay.
Oh.
If you remember, the spell that he had previously cast on his sword is still in place. So these cuts are not only very effective, but appear to be doing quite a lot of burning style damage.
Yeah, Monsieur, buddy. I mean, I can do this without all of the hacking and dismemberment.
I think
He
I
buries.
don't know if I want to get close to that.
He buries the sword in the side, basically through the neck of one of them into the equipment. Looks at you.
I'm just gonna do it. Well, I'm just gonna turn
Better to ask forgiveness than permission. Yes.
on all of them.
Okay.
Because we don't need to have a slasher film right now. So they all, let me
Is that a
find.
cantrip or a first level?
It's our special thing.
Yeah, it's my
Oh.
channel divinity. I have to find turn undead first because
It's a 1/4 CR.
Huh, look, Rainbow, let him have these. You'll get the next ones.
I already did it.
what is the saving throw though?
I don't know if there is.
It's
If they're under a certain CR,
It's a
they don't
CR
get one,
level,
do they?
yeah. So it's like whatever half of your
Can I read
spell
my
level.
spell?
Okay.
Starting at 5th level, when an undead fails its saving throw against your turn undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed. So there is a saving throw. I just have to find the turn undead. It's what the saving throw is because it's not on my sheet anymore. So give me 2 seconds and I can do the thing that I said I was going to do.
If I had to guess, it's probably your save DC on the spell tab.
Yeah, I just don't know wisdom. So it's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I didn't know what.
What they rolled. Gotcha.
Yeah. So they make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail it, they're instantly destroyed. If they're 1/2 or lower.
Okay. I basically don't have wisdom, but yeah, 6.
So they all destroyed.
Okay. They all dust. The screaming from the top of the room also dissipates. I thank you, Miss Hanover. I was beside myself. I apologize.
You get a little bit of tunnel vision there, don't you?
A little bit.
I have failings.
Did you say that the screaming is gone or just lessened?
Just goes away.
Okay.
From the ceiling or from all around?
All of them.
Oh.
Yeah. He pulls his sword out. We need to check the basement.
There's one more floor. Didn't you say there was one more floor?
Yes. Well, there's another set of stairs up.
We go up and then we go down.
Okay. So heading up. God, where is it?
Monsieur, it would be
Keep having to click away.
it would be hypocritical of me to criticize your losing your head a little bit in this situation.
Just walk.
So yeah, I guess we go check the top floor.
Okay. Yes.
Any undead there?
Pulling my headphones up. You head to the top. This is separated into 3 different rooms. There are no undead here, but it looks all of these rooms have a lot of the things that were that should have been in the other rooms, furniture, decoration, stuff like that, have been sort of piled in here. This is the thinnest of the rooms, right? And there's one more ladder to the roof, but that's it. The there's nothing of note here.
No magic
No, you detect
that
nothing.
I can detect.
You detect nothing.
I put my hand on Rainbow's shoulder and say, "Good job, sister."
Thank you, brother.
I guess it's my turn in the basement. I'll be counting on you to back me up.
I start heading down the stairs, go check on Steve. I say, hey, we good?
Okay.
I should probably go get Steve.
Yeah, I think everybody's gonna head down now.
What the fuck did
There's nothing
Steve
up
do?
here.
I gotta figure out.
He was watching the grate.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I just gotta remember what Steve. I gotta figure out what Steve actually did. So heading back, it put him out of my mind the moment you guys walked upstairs. You walk all the way back downstairs to find that the. How do I get rid of this? To find that Steve basically hasn't moved to the point where there's people trying to get past him from that first room, but he just said, "No, I'm supposed to stand here. I'm supposed to stand here." And hey, 8 people walked in that door.
Which door?
The front door.
I check and see, are there 8 people or is Steve just saying numbers?
He's saying numbers.
Okay. How many people are actually there?
Well, you can't see entirely into the room, but it's that front room, basically, and you can see that there's like a bunch of people in there now.
It's a baby.
Oh, baby.
Kind of late for the baby.
Hey, it's a wild child.
Is that popcorn, bud? You say hi to everybody real quick? Say hello?
Hi, Lincoln.
Hello.
All right. He doesn't care. I gave him popcorn.
Sounds about right.
Okay. So you head to the grate. I'm totally getting lost in what I'm saying.
We make sure that the guards were Francis starts proclaiming to the people what she was, what she did.
Yeah, Francis
Good day, kiss.
would absolutely have made his. I am so fucking distracted right now.
Good day, kiss, so we can go upstairs, okay? Good day, kiss.
Bye, Lincoln.
Love you, buddy. Get some sleep. Okay. Yes. Francis goes to the pushes his way past Steve, which is not easy to do.
Steve, door.
Hey, does this guy count as -1 since he went the other way?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Can you
there's
do
9 people
subtraction?
in that room now.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Okay. Francis is explaining that the total abomination, everything happening. A lot of people seem shocked, but you can hear some clear fighting happening outside of the building now. Not like actual like fighting, but like yelling.
Yelling.
Oh shit!
I would go to Audie and say, Audie, I think I'm the least beat up here. How about I take the lead on this one in the basement?
Dude.
And as I say that, I transfer the light over from his shield to mine.
Ah, this little light of mine.
Passing the torch.
Ripped ass.
I'm just saying, Rainbow, I know you're really wanting to go down there. Can we take like an hour just to catch our breaths?
No reason.
I don't think Majeur is going to wait.
If you feel like you need an hour, you can take an hour.
I'm just saying, you guys
do the things ourselves.
You guys have long legs. It doesn't take a whole lot of energy to walk farther. Every one of your steps is 3 for me. So I'm just saying, a little tired.
If you
Guys,
didn't eat so
He
much.
said we're going. You can stay if you want.
Guy, do you think not every single one of us is exhausted?
That's what I'm
This
saying.
is a team effort, and it falls apart if you don't do your part.
And with that, I assume the 3 of us not yelling at each other walk into the sewers and leave Guy and Audie to scream at each other.
Majeur's already heading to that grate the entire time.
Yeah, I followed Mazur.
Same.
We are going.
I would try to go to the if not the front. I mean, Majeur maybe wants to go to the front, but I would try to be as much in the front as I can because I do have the light.
Upon asking him, or asking him to take the lead, I respect your better armor than mine.
All right. I was just saying,
Fair enough.
everyone else getting a little cranky. Just a break would have been nice, but I'll follow. Steve, tap him on the calf. All right, we're heading down. You're coming with us this time.
Okay. I don't know how that's going to work to my numbers about who's going in and out of that tunnel, but
We've already filed the report. You're good.
okay. When you get to the bottom, Majeur would lean into you, Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
The short one is annoying me.
Just don't use your sword on him. He's scrappy. He also is useful and very talented. Don't ever tell him I said that.
I will try.
Rainbow.
I will punch you
Rainbow.
in your dick, Guy. Just straight up, and it will be so hard that it will invert itself inside of you into a vagina that you will have for a couple of days if you continue yelling at me.
Majeur stand straight up. Is this your first time in a dungeon, everybody? Can we get off the short bus, please?
Catch up, guys, I say from 15 feet ahead of everyone else.
What he fucking said. God.
All right, so I got my light up.
Yes.
I would kind of, I mean, I don't know actually how far ahead I am, but I would ask Rainbow, can you detect any more undead?
Your thing. How long's your thing up for, Rainbow?
It's only for a turn, so 6
Oh.
seconds. But I have one more, so
Okay.
I shall use it.
Do you want to use it right now?
Actually, I'll say the last time I saw it, it was further down. I only have one left for the day, and it was heading off. So I think we should wait a bit for me to use it again.
Okay. Heading in which direction? Sorry. And I would just have you point.
Yeah. I'll point and guide my brother the direction that I saw it.
And Mike, just so you're aware, I think it's probably been about 10 minutes. So I imagine detect magic is probably gone.
Okay.
That seems like it's been about 10 minutes to me.
It will not escape our notice if it tries to come at us. I have eyes like cat.
Okay.
That was a 7.
I'm near the back with Steve.
Okay, you're all moving forward. It's basically there's no room to really stand next to each other. It's not a big hallway. Sunshine, you're moving forward. What initially looks like there could be a left turn, there is not. It's caved in. Has been for some time, clearly. Moving, but at the end on the right there is a turn. After that, you turn right. Short 5-foot walk. You find yourself at a crossroads. Both left and right. Whoever's toward a T intersection. Okay. So Rainbow and Sunshine, you're towards the front. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd let you two roll perception here.
19.
26.
Yay, clerics.
All right. Well, you're immediately aware that there is something moving around down here. One or more things. That could be normal underground stuff, rats and whatnot. But you can hear stuff moving around. Rainbow. It's a little muted because of the nature that basically the floor is covered in moss and growth. But you are certain you hear hoof prints somewhere. Upon looking up and around on the walls, you can see that there are new scrape marks in the ceiling and walls of this hallway.
I don't love that.
You getting anything?
I'm going to point all of that out to Sunshine.
This T intersection only goes 10 feet to your left, but a long ass way to your right.
What happens on the left?
It turns back to your right again.
Okay. I would cast the light down both directions to see if there's anything that we can see. I'm guessing probably not.
With your perception, you know what? Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
You see water's gotten in, probably from the lake, risen up through the floor, right? A little further down the hallway on the right side, the long ways. And you think you see rippling in the water down there. You don't hear anything, but you see rippling.
I also point that out to my brother.
I'm feeling less confident about this.
Yeah. Not super excited.
From where I'm at in the back, I'm trying to draw an arrow back towards where we came from.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you'd be able to.
Just with my chalks, with whatever, or with chalk or a stone or something. I'm trying to draw arrows. That way I know which way we came from.
Okay.
In the stone.
Okay.
I would call everybody together for a quick powwow and explain the situation. What does everyone think? This seems like it could be very dangerous.
Everything we do is very dangerous.
Right, but generally we're not half dead.
I think we need to ask and see if they have a layout of what this is. We don't know where the fuck we're going.
I agree with Guy. I think we know our way down here. We know that these things are here. But I think it would be better to go in fresh and with a little bit more information.
Like, maybe maybe with more people.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were hardy up there.
Hell, we could probably even tell the guard what's down here, and they might be able to take care of it with whoever's on duty tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Francis, from what I can tell, is pretty knowledgeable. We might be able to try from the other end.
I agree with your taking a time to rest. Some of you are injured badly, but I do not stand for... We should rest. You are correct.
Monsieur, for what it's worth, why did she want this tower specifically? I feel like there's more here than we know about yet, and I think you're right. I think we should be the ones to investigate this, but I do think rest and perhaps getting a map would be a good idea.
Based on what Francis said and the stories I've heard, this is where she's from. Her lands.
Yeah. And it is a naturally... let's walk upstairs while we talk. This is a naturally militarized town, but there's been a lot going on, as we discussed earlier, in the world. And this seems all very coincidental. And I don't like coincidences.
There have been a lot of those coming up lately.
I know. I don't like it.
I just want to go on the record. I am not scared. I am a little hungry, though. We should get something to eat.
I would love something to eat.
I could not agree more with that.
When we get. Oh, sorry. Did you have more?
No, go ahead.
When we get back up to the grate, how can you describe the grate again? I'm sorry, I was kind of not listening very well.
It's a pretty okay grate. It's basically.
It's great.
I liked mine. I don't know.
It's a great.
No, it's a slotted dungeon grate, right? It folds up from one side. Clearly has a locking hook on the other side, though there is no lock. I mean, they've been using it to pasteurize food, so there's.
Okay, is it damaged at all?
Nope. Good shape.
Okay.
Good shape.
I was gonna use mending to fix it otherwise, but
nope. It's in good. It's super random what isn't in good shape because they've been trying to keep stuff patched up.
When we get out, I would talk to Francis and explain our thoughts.
The town is basically devolved into going outside, devolved in a full-blown argument amongst different people. I didn't trust her. You trust her. No, I did. You did. I still say the stranger. It's just everybody's got their own fucking opinion at this point.
Oh, good. It's like the political climate in our current world.
Yeah.
It really, without an insight roll, it really feels like everyone's dealing with a little bit of embarrassment and anger.
I think it, oddly enough, might be safest to sleep here.
We can make this work, but can we go back to some more dry area?
Right. No, I was thinking up a.
There, you're
floor.
upstairs. You're upstairs.
We're upstairs.
We have a fireplace upstairs.
I also.
We cook
I can
something.
I can make that dome again to make sure we're safe.
call. Good call.
I will.
That if we even want to be safe with the grate, we can get it so that it blocks off.
You rest here if you must. I will join the elders and Francis. The people know me slightly. Perhaps I can help speak sense into them.
Okay.
I bid you good night. And I do think it's best you stay here.
I would like to insight check. Is he gonna go down there by himself and get himself killed like a dumbass?
Okay.
Killed like a hero, you mean?
No. Killed like a fucking 16.
You think he's I mean, he didn't tell you anything that was lying. And it did seem previously, like he said, a rest would be a good idea. It did seem like him, like he said upstairs, he has a bad habit of tunnel visioning and he's working on it.
Yeah, but just now he just said, I think it'd be a good idea for you to rest, and didn't say that he was going to be resting. And then he said, and I think that you should stay here. These are the things Rainbow heard.
Okay, I understand. He's, yeah, everything he said there wasn't a lie. And you can see that he is quite tired.
Mm-hmm. I think she'd still say, Major?
I
Don't do anything stupid.
would not venture.
Or heroic.
What is the difference? He starts to walk away.
How question for the GM: how big of an area is the room where the grate is, or the storage room, versus the room where the entrance to, like, where the stairs and stuff are?
Maybe a fourth of the size.
Well, like 10 feet, 20 feet, or anything?
Well, yeah. Okay, so there's one like 10-foot wall, and then one like 7-foot wall, and then it's tucked in along the side of the building, so it's got that. The two walls are connected by the exterior of the tower, so it's not a big room. It's like a pantry closet. It's
the great room.
That's the
Oh, okay.
room with the grate.
What about the clerical room?
That
pretty much what
room,
I want to know
that
is
front room is like double the size of that, basically.
Okay. What I was wanting to know is if I were to cast my, would I be able to cast my dome in a way that would block off that room? Would I have room to do that?
Sure, you could. You'd probably. I mean, what's the area of effect?
It's a 10-foot radius.
No. Yeah, you could right in front of the door to it, I guess. If you just put it like right in the like right on the entry point into that sort of stock room before you got to where the grate is. If you put it just right there, it would block off both doors.
If you guys are fine with it, I can prevent anyone from coming in this way. It wouldn't be over the grate, but nothing would be able to get in or past. I can set it so that it's just us 6 in this thing. It's not a bed.
What you gotta do?
It'd be the safest way for us to do this, and it's just my thought process on it.
It would also functionally probably solve your problem with worrying about Caemihre going back in there, Rainbow.
That's kind of what I was wanting to do, to block the grate from stuff coming in, or block people from trying to go into it.
Right.
Smart.
Okay.
That idiot is going to do something way more dangerous than go down there with whatever is in there. He is going to go out and try and make peace in this town. Those people are scared idiots.
Yeah, but he's been dealing with them for a while.
And they chased him out of town for it, too. Okay. So you guys, are we doing a long rest?
Before we do, I would want to just talk with Francis and let
He's
him know what
pretty-
everything, like what we're doing, that we're blocking it off for right now.
Okay. And he would have more trusted members of the militia guarding the entrance to the place as well.
Okay. You guys won't be able to get out?
No,
And
to the
no one
entrance
will
to the
be-
whole tower. Yeah,
Oh,
so-
no, but there'd be guys on the grates, and I'd be blocking off that room, so...
No, they're not guys to... Homie, listen. To the tower.
Okay. Sorry, I heard you say to guard the grate first.
I would actually see if Rainbow's interested in looking more at the amulet.
I was just gonna come find you, brother.
Okay.
You know how to identify things.
Not.
Okay, as they're...
Dude,
Everyone's
they're
getting
going.
ready.
Shut up.
I'm casting the dome, is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Not really, but I can always do a ritual detect magic again and see if we can figure out anything from that.
We can try. I don't think that either of us should sit for a long period of time and concentrate on it.
That's probably pretty smart. Yep. I got some pretty bad vibes from it before. Okay, so I guess before we go to sleep, probably while we're getting some rations in,
Actually, I'll just cast it. I have 4 first level spell slots. I'll just boom cast detect magic.
Yeah, you're about to go. You're about to go to sleep.
I didn't know you had that on your spell list. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Try and get a little more off of it.
You'll probably get more off of it than I did anyway, because this is more your shtick.
Okay. So it's detect magic, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, you already know it's necromancy. You would have heavy necromancy. What else can you get from detect magic? Can you read
Nothing
detect?
really.
Okay.
Technically, you can just get the School of Magic and whether there are other magical objects.
I mean, you could have this roll Arcana though.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll Arcana. I was just thinking about what you could get specifically from detect magic there.
Well.
Yep.
I got an 8 as well. I didn't get a nat 1 though.
Okay, so Arcana is not giving you anything, but go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. How generous. 13 for me.
16.
13 and 16. Okay. Inside Rainbow, you would think to do this. You own a decent amount of jewelry, so you just have the random thought. You flip it over
Maybe
and
it's
see
a
that
locket.
Huh?
Maybe it's a locket.
No, but on the interior of the bracelet, it is engraved. As a gift. For uniting us, thank you, EC. What's interesting is there's clearly a date after it, but the date doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why?
It's just listing numbers that don't.
It doesn't jive up with our post-order reckoning, basically.
You would be able to surmise that maybe them keeping dates didn't work the same.
What? Is this from her then?
That's my thought. You wouldn't.
It clearly belonged to her.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's what I'm
from
trying.
that engraving, the way
That's
you
what
said
I
it.
know. I'm trying to.
No, you're fine. We're just We're all just living in this world, Mike.
Yeah, we're trying. We just struggle busing. Everybody's got a little bus and they're struggling in it.
Okay, but it is hers.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is clearly hers.
Okay. For uniting us. I wonder if this would be in Twin Speak, by the way. Sorry, everyone else. Or at least I assume on my end I would be doing Twin Speak. I wonder if this is from the dark times before the Order.
That's my assumption. I think we need to learn more about the true story behind this woman and what she did.
Do you still have the ability to talk to people?
I think I can do one more tonight before I go to bed. I can indeed.
Might be worth asking Tishvia. I think he's the only one who's still alive from then. I don't know that you'll get anything of use, but might be worth a shot.
Yeah. I will cast Sending before I go to sleep. I have 25 words.
Okay, we got to do the 25.
Do your weird ass haiku.
It's like triple haiku.
Tishvia. We met Caemihre. I forget how to say her name.
Mayhemayas.
I'm here.
Do you know anything about her? She was a minor lich. Has a magic bracelet. Necromancy.
5 left.
Engraved with date before Order.
Yep.
And he can respond immediately, correct?
Yep.
Caemihre? What a bitch! Started an empire. House has kicked her ass. How is she a lich? Although I guess that makes sense. Thinking about it now, she did have some...
Oh. I'm going to have to remind him he only has 25 words.
Not hugely helpful, I'm guessing.
Called her a bitch. Said she tried to start an empire, but the houses killed her. Wanted to know how she was a lich, and then said, come to think of it, she might have. And then, yeah.
All right.
Mike's gonna have fun with that spell, especially with Tishvia.
Mm-hmm.
Tishvia likes to tell
Just
stories.
let us get all the answers, Mike.
Well, Tishvia is long-winded. He's probably still telling the story somewhere.
Oh yeah. He's just
Trey's just
sitting there
looking up and like,
did you brown out again, Tishvia? What the hell?
Do you need your pills, Tishvia?
All right.
Okay, I'm tired, brother. I'm gonna go to bed.
I am very tired.
So does everybody go long rest? Yes?
Yes.
Adidas was already asleep. He just narrowly got his bedroll all the way out before collapsing on it and just being out.
All right.
his feet are on it, not his head.
So
He actually fell asleep standing up.
everybody gets a long rest.
Oh,
Yay.
so nice having my spells back.
Also, everybody gets to roll insight with disadvantage.
Oh, I was hoping everybody leveled up.
Because your night is filled with nightmares. Horrible nightmares.
Oh, I rolled the same thing twice. A 9.
19.
No, he said disadvantage.
I know. I rolled a natural 19 and a natural 14.
So 14.
Oh, 18. 18. No, he said insight check.
Insight check.
He's saying before he adds his shit.
Yeah.
So
My rolls, the dice roll was a 19 and a 14, and I had
All right,
4. so
Sunshine.
it's
And
18,
Tiddly,
sorry.
what'd you roll?
18.
7.
Okay. So,
Also, I don't know why we have nightmares in the spooky tower of death and torture. I don't understand.
So all of you
This is
had
a lovely tower of
all
death.
of you have horrific nightmares the entirety of the night. They wake. The worst part of it is they don't wake you up. You just get to sit there.
Oh God, I have those in real life, and it's really uncomfortable.
Wait, wouldn't they just be like normal dreams for Rainbow?
Laura, you should look into lucid dreaming.
Mike thinks I should do a sleep study.
Well, I mean that might help too.
You have sleep.
But
You have
lucid
sleep
dreaming-
paralysis. You need to
Lucid
take
dreaming is definitely a thing that anyone can do if you put the effort in, and it's fucking cool.
It is cool.
I have sleep paralysis, and I don't like it, and I don't.
Sleep paralysis demons. Okay, but Guy and Sunshine, you're able to decipher a bit of what's happening in the dream. A person who you understand as Caemihre, young, beautiful elf woman, looks more similar to what she first appeared as. And let me...
Kind of looked like Rainbow, if I remember correctly.
She did. Did I get rid of the other
Not
version?
that one.
Yeah, did I get rid of the other one? That was on
Oh,
there?
no, not that one.
It just flashed up for a second.
I know. I thought that might have been the one, but there's... Okay, if you remember the before picture of Caemihre. There it is. Here, I'll just flash it on. And there we go. The before picture of Caemihre. Closer to that, but still, this is a vibrant, beautiful woman, not to pale and
More
sickly.
tanned.
You see that there's an incredibly large army at the walls that don't exist, but a place that you passed on the road down here. You recognize where the lake and the mountains sort of meet. You can't understand the words, but she is convincing her people, and you get the feeling of it, that she's convincing her people that there's a way to save them and to make sure that she can never lose. They agree to help. As the siege takes place at the walls, the rest of the dream is her sacrificing countless people and beings to a large spell, siphoned into a single amulet that she puts upon her wrist.
Oh. When I wake up, the first thing I would do, or is there more to the dream? Or is
Nope.
that it? Okay. When
Most
I
of it's
wake up,
just
the first
horrific
thing
shit.
I would do is I would make sure that Rainbow's not wearing the amulet and it's in the bag still. Okay.
Not wearing the amulet.
This is where we need Steve. Steve's holding
it. God. He would try to breed an army of undead mosquitoes or something.
Truly, truly evil.
Which would actually probably work pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do you do?
I would get everybody together for a while we're eating breakfast, I guess. Talk about the...
While you are all
dream.
rested, everyone would look a little haggard.
On that note, when I roll off of my bedroll, can I find a bucket anywhere in this room?
Sure.
I start vomiting black bile into it.
That's awkward.
What?
Is this just normal Phil is possessed vomit, or is this something else?
No, this is Adidas.
My name is Phil, and I don't feel good.
This is Adidas is still poisoned vomit.
Yes. Yes.
I thought poison lasted for 8 hours.
Is that wrong?
The long rest did not clear the condition.
Okay, I cast Lesser Restoration on you. Boom. You are no longer poisoned.
Ooh.
Anyone else poisoned that didn't say anything? Steve? Steve, do you feel icky?
Yes, but that's just because I made a duty in the corner.
That's
Steve.
what that pile is.
Steve, you guys can leave this and come back in. I can't, and no one else can. But you guys can leave.
How are those two things related?
He could have walked out to take a shit.
No, that's Steve asking.
Oh, I got you.
Perception to see how bad it
Hold on.
smells.
That doesn't happen.
It's bad.
Steve likes to poop outside.
All right, we're moving by beyond this. All right.
Okay, so everyone had the horrible dream, yes? Actually, I
Yeah.
don't know why I would assume that. Anyone else have bad nightmares?
Yep, real bad. Worse than usual.
It was like a soft rain. It was
Does
beautiful.
do the nightmares mirror the book that I apparently have read?
You're not the nightmare because of your poor roll into insight. You do not recall the specifics of the nightmare.
Anyone remember theirs?
No.
Oddly, no.
Well, I do have a real vivid recollection of mine. It was and I kind of go ahead and explain it. So that's sorry, Rainbow. That's why I woke you up to make sure that thing wasn't on you or touching you or anything.
Would I have known from that? Was everyone willing, or were some people against?
A lot of people were against.
Probably specifically the people who were killed.
You would, yeah.
Because like some of the people had to be for it. Just
Yes. It's a bit of a blur, the nature of how dreams work, but yeah.
there were so many that I didn't want it. It's one thing if they're volunteering for it, but that slaughter.
I'm gonna say on the whole, even if you have people volunteering for it, using necromancy to create a demigod is still bad. But put that in the bad category.
I'm aware, but
Well,
This-
I can tell you what the order would say. Order would say,
what a bitch.
or what Tishvia would say, is take that amulet and bring it back home. This is why I feel very convinced that this is what we're here for. If you guys want to try to clean out the sewers, doesn't sound particularly fun, but I guess we did say we'd do it.
At this point, Major enters the building. Wakey, eggs, Becky.
Yes, we do have some eggs and bacon. Would you like some?
Oh, I brought breakfast. Oh, he's holding like a box. Oh,
That's all right. Look at that. Look at Steve and Audie. These boys will eat everything.
I have no objections to second breakfast.
I'll grab it and just start looking through and like, yeah, no, we can make this work.
It's egg and bacon dumplings.
Oh my god, I want it.
Like,
make that in real life.
Like a bread dumpling,
Yeah.
or are we talking like a wonton
This
wrapper
is
dumpling?
yeah, like a bread dumpling. This is supposed to be modeled after Poland.
Make it so.
I'm just like in my head. I was just like a Chinese soup dumpling, but it's eggs and bacon. And just
I'll do that too.
All right. I have spoken to the villagers. Many have volunteered to assist in going through the catacombs to remove the creatures.
Did they have a map? Do they have any type of
Aye,
drawing of the layout there?
aye. There is no map, but perfect recollection. Many have been down many times.
Where's the other exit as well?
Caved in. No longer exists. Was up the hillside to the east somewhere.
I think they should send a party out there just to make sure.
I could do. They're very eager to make amends to the church. I have offered my services to the town for a while.
Probably a smart idea.
Quite frankly, I believe that they owe everyone an apology from the top down. But I shall not be harsh with them.
Why not?
You do not teach through anger.
Audie does not understand this.
Okay.
I received a missive from the order. It had been in town for 2 days. I just received.
Ow. GM, quick question. I don't remember. How long did it take us to get here?
Took you 4-ish days, I think. It took you 3.5 days from Richer, so it took you 4.5, almost 5 days.
Pinkies?
Sure.
Let me get a drink.
Oh. Didn't know I was going to ruin it.
All I've got left is mescal.
Don't do it. Don't do
You
it.
said that.
Don't do it.
You said that Wednesday, man. Go buy something else.
It's really gross. Don't drink it. Save that as a punishment for somebody being a douche.
Don't do that. Don't do.
All right.
I can definitely tell I'm turning 33 tomorrow. My knees cracked every step it took me to get to my fridge.
Sounds like me on the stairs. I'm like 17 years younger than you, you old fuck.
All right, everybody can back the fuck off. I'm feeling attacked.
I feel attacked whenever my knees crack like that.
Oh, God, who's firing at me? The order has asked me to look more into the disturbance and have it dealt with. Also, have informed me that a band of 6 will be coming to help. Good timing.
Wonder when they're gonna get here.
He looks at you, points up at Steve. That's his line.
Of stealing his jokes.
Not here. I gotta help him out.
So what will you do?
We will kill that thing in the In the secret tunnel.
No, I believe you would insult the town. You need to you can stay and see if they need your help, but I believe it would be an insult not to let them solve their problem.
When were they thinking of starting this expedition?
He backs up and points out the front door.
They're all like ranked in order.
They're going through morning military drills, and there's probably a couple hundred people.
Cool.
Well, there are more of them than us.
Steve, do you want to go join them?
He's doing yoga outside with them.
Oh God.
But monster.
I understand.
So-
I too want to join in and slay it, but their pride is on the line.
Well, to be honest with you, our job is done in regards to our particular part of the order. And in regards to helping you, which was our other objective, if you feel like we're done, then I guess we can stick around for a little while and make sure nothing horrible happens immediately. Probably just a day or so, though.
I believe you should all talk about it. I have given my 2 cents.
If nothing else, we at least need to go back to your cabin to get our horses and cart.
Hi. I need to retrieve my priestly robes, since I'm doing the job again.
I guess we can talk about it and let you know here shortly.
I will see. I will tell Francis that you are deciding. Thank you. He walks back out.
Well, Rainbow, I hate to keep asking you to do this, but I suppose you could ask what Tishia wants us to do.
I'm okay with staying for a day. Leave tomorrow. Just let them see what it's going to take if they all get massacred or not. Hopefully they don't.
Anyone else have any thoughts? I already said I'm good with staying a day.
I'm fine with an extra day, just to make sure everything is fine.
Maybe we should find a different place to sleep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't want to sleep there again.
Yeah.
I don't trust these guys not to fuck this up. I know some of those folks out there. Most of them lost in first round.
Yeah, but there's hundreds of them.
Quantity has its own quality.
Do they really have any, or do they have a lot in the way of magic people in this town?
You don't know.
Did you
haven't
already
asked.
address that?
I mean, they would have the statistically normal amount.
Okay. So some. All right, so I guess we'd head out to the farm first. Yeah.
Well, that's the other question. Do all of us need to go, or should some of us scout the town to find us lodging?
I volunteered the halfling to stay behind and find us lodging.
Okay.
I can go with you, Guy. The rest of you want to grab our cart and horses. We'll meet here again, I guess. I don't know where anywhere else in the town is yet, so we'll meet here. Say
Mid-afternoon.
How long is it supposed to take? How long do you think would it take to get to the farm and back, Mike? Just guessing, walking and then riding back.
It took you maybe half an hour, and you were going very slowly due to trying to be stealthy.
Okay, well, let's say we'll meet back here.
At a decent clip, you could probably make it in half that time.
We'll say they got to go there and back, so we'll say meet back here in an hour. Should give us enough time to look around for an inn.
Okay. So people who left, you left. Tiddly, you went to the farm, right? Okay.
Yes. Was needed.
Yeah.
Steve, what are you doing?
I haven't heard from you in a minute. Steve is doing the downward dog. The
So he's just going to stay there doing yoga. Okay.
His ass is still higher than mine.
I was gonna say,
in my head, I'm like
skin tight
yoga pants.
mouthpiece.
oh God, you can see into his soul when he points that ass in the air.
I'm actually just imagining that Steve takes the loincloth and tucks it up into like a yoga thong. Just
Yoga thong is a phrase I wish I hadn't heard today. Anyway.
Yoga thong from the makers of Fish People Sticks.
Oh, God.
Have you ever done yoga and went, I 100% want a wedgie?
They need to stop branching out. Just stick with Fish People Sticks.
I get it.
It's made from the same materials.
You can't tell a bird not to fly. They're going to go out there and be birds, man.
Oh, God.
In fact, that's the company motto. Be birds, man.
And new Bird People Sticks. All right.
Laura.
The fish people of the skies.
I believe I can fly.
Laura, you're comfortable going to the farm, yes?
Sure.
Or did you want to stay at a town?
I think honestly, I think she'd probably stay in town.
Okay.
Especially knowing that there might be some magic folks here.
So that's the Hanovers guy and technically Steve. So Audie and Tiddly, you're going to go with Major back to his farmhouse, okay? So we'll do in-town people first, okay? Then we'll do the people on their walk. In-town people.
I go out and one of the people who aren't doing the drills, ask them which way are lodgings, are pubs, inns, that sort of stuff.
Directly outside of this is what would be considered the town center. They point you down the southern road entrance, which you can actually see on the background.
Did we come in from the east?
Yeah, you came in from the east, a separate, smaller gate.
So we're heading south.
They inform you basically all shops, inns, pubs are along this street. And it's, not a long section by any stretch, a couple blocks. But every building is all of their commerce.
The town square in a small town.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's Main Street.
Yeah.
The actual tower you can see in the background of the shot as well. The background, that big ass tower in the back, is the.
Okay. Is there anyone that you would recommend, sir? Better food or better lodging? I personally am more interested in the food. She likes a better bed.
Beds are hard up no matter what. Goose and Gable, a little better, costs a little more. But it's Thursday, so Full Cauldron will have better food tonight. They do they got the guy from Hangul come down. They do katsu. You know katsu?
Pork, real flat and thin, breaded, deep fried.
Aye.
Oh yeah.
Katsu in the soup, their noodle, he call ramen.
Oh yep. Nope. You guys know where we're going. Full call. Full cauldron, you said?
Yes.
Okay. I got the place I'm wanting to go. You guys find your own, but I'm going for ramen.
Going to
We
Ramen
can go
Town.
check it out.
I want ramen. That's the only reason I said that there. I fucking ramen.
Does sound good.
Katsu's my favorite food on the planet. If anybody truly loves me. Katsu's my favorite food.
Katsudon,
Yeah.
where like over the rice and stuff. Ooh, yeah.
Jesus, Mike. If anybody truly loves me.
Listen, I know none of you do. It's fine.
Remind me of ramen after the stream. I got something
Mike,
to talk about.
I really just right now. I mean, I know you're feeling down, but I want you to know deep down, we really don't.
Cool.
God, Phil, that's something we say to you. Don't say that to Mike.
How dare you?
He's
say
getting
that.
back at me. All right. So Hanover's, where do you go?
Honestly, that sounded fucking delicious, both to me, the person, and to Sunshine, the player. So I imagine there's like a scent, thing, and
Yeah, guy's actually floating in the air as he follows the smell.
Following right behind him.
Well, if it's early morning, they're just starting the broth.
Yeah, broth won't be done for a while.
But I would go check it out. Just make sure it's not a complete piece of shit. I don't know that I would necessarily even need to go inside. I would just look at it.
You too, Rainbow?
She's going to watch the two of them sort of float away on their little cloud of good smells.
Yep.
And she's going to sneak away.
Okay. All right, Sunshine and Guy. Place looks nice when you get there. It's maybe a block down. As nice as it can be. You know what I mean? First, it's 2 stories. First story is all the pub. Second story is all rooms. The rooms are not big. It's bunk style. So 1 bunk per room, and there's not a lot of extra space in that room either. So it is
One set of bunk beds per room.
Yeah, and they're hay mattresses, so
Can we
softer than the ground, but that's about
Can
it.
we reserve 6 rooms for tonight?
Sure.
Yeah. I would do that.
All right, there you go. Do you pay for it or do you flash badges?
What is the cost?
It would be like 1 silver per room.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
pay.
Okay. Rainbow.
Steep price.
I'll get everybody.
They don't get a lot of people in and out of town. They're just happy.
Generous.
What are you doing, Rainbow?
I'm gonna go find a quiet spot where there are no other people around.
Okay. You can travel around. There's a little like shrined park nearby the mayoral tower that doesn't seem to have any people in it, and there's a large like monument in the back, but nobody goes in there.
And I'm going to cast Sending to Tishvia.
Okay. Fingers.
Mm-hmm. Caemihre's amulet is necromancy magic. Do you know what it does? Should I try to find out? We are staying another day to help out.
That should be it. That's 25.
Well, I remember reading The Anger of Caemihre. Pretty good play. Meh.
Damn.
It ends with her slaughtering her own people. I have 7 more, I think.
Yeah, 5 to 7.
Something like that.
That could be an old ritual. Licorice.
Pumpernickel.
His thought ends, but because he gets 25 words, I just get the next
Yeah.
thing.
Next thing he starts talking about.
Yeah. I just get the rest of it.
Wait, that could have been a lot worse, frankly.
Yeah.
He's talking to Trey.
Yeah. Dude, even so.
Fish people sticks, all one word.
Well, that wasn't helpful.
Fishpeoplesticks.com. Not trademarked.
All right. Roll perception real quick. A rainbow.
Rainbow. Okay.
9.
You notice the back wall of this park has a bunch of names on it, notable names. And you can see actually towards the top, Caemihre is in larger letters. It's like notable people of Glogow.
I'm going to go over and see if there are any other names I recognize.
Okay. Roll investigation. We'll take a little bit of time, okay?
Mm-hmm. 16.
Okay. Adi and Tiddly. You're walking with Caemihre.
Oh, by the one, it is good to finally be rid of that halfling. All he would do was run his mouth, talk. I appreciate that about you guys. You know, I mean, like, you may have your little foibles in Tiddly. Of course, you are convict, but like you only talk when you need to. And
meanwhile, Caemihre is just staring at Tiddly like, is he gonna shut the fuck up at some point?
And he absolutely doesn't.
Is there anything you wanted to talk to him about or specifically do? Because otherwise he would just take you back to his place. You guys could collect your things. He would collect his, and then you would head back.
Eventually, in my rambling, I would ask him a serious question. And that would be, you are a member of the Order of Silence. I assume you do not all know each other. That would be silly. And perhaps this was brought up earlier, but I did drink a lot of that stuff that you had in your house. What do you know about Locke, if anything?
Persuasion.
Let's find. I don't think I have tried that one. Oh, holy shit. It's actually not that bad.
You have like a +6 to persuasion.
A +5.
You might have better persuasion than me.
All right, 27?
So that was a 22.
22. He's the head of the Order of the Silence. Has been for some time. He is devout. Believes in, well, our goals.
Believes in the goals, yes. But the things his actions, his handling of his missions, is that all by the letter, following orders, or does he take initiative above and beyond what is being asked of him?
He takes a stop. He takes a second and sort of mills over in his head what you're thinking of, what you're saying. He believes in laws, his own, the order above all else. His faith is most important. If you're asking in his job, he is not a dim man. Smarter than should be for such an individual. He would never do something without cause.
So appearances would lead one to believe.
Do you have history with Master Locke?
I have met him. But our history is not it is not because of my encounters with him. But when I see him again, we will have more than words.
He looks at your face intently. You seem a good man. But I should warn you. He will kill you. Do not cross sword.
He will try.
He looks back at Tiddly. So good at talking, not so good listening. What do you do? And he starts to walk away. All right.
I like Majeur, by the way. He's grown on me.
Oh, I like him as a character, yeah.
Rainbow, you've gone through notable people. You don't recognize a whole lot of names, but you get towards the end, and you can't tell whatever the first name was at one time because it's been very crudely scratched away. But the last name is Locke.
Oh, ho, ho. I will make a mental note and head back towards where I saw the boys going.
Meanwhile, they're inside pressing their faces up against glass, just watching somebody make broth.
And comes by with like a little squeegee and just kind of.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Trying to learn the secrets. I mean, what?
It's soup.
Now listen here. Rainbow, I really like out of everyone here, you're like second on the list for people I like in this group. Don't you badmouth fucking ramen ever in front of me again. This is a dish of gods.
Steve puts his hand on your shoulder, guy. Warrior pose.
I imagine he did the thing where like you look away for a second and then he's suddenly there.
Ninja dust.
Okay.
Guy, don't hit me. What's ramen?
It was one of the most labor-intensive, delicious meals you've ever had. All your darkness. You might turn to a light cleric. You might turn out like your brother after having this. The way that it takes so long on this soup, it's been boiled for hours. You get all the juices from the meat into the broth. The the nice chewy noodles, fresh ingredients on top, especially if they get the egg right with it too. That is one of the best things.
Rainbow, hearing Guy talk about this is making me feel like a dork for how I was acting earlier. Can we go back to the tower?
Yeah, do you need to reread your glamour spells?
What?
Tree pose.
Where are we staying, and was there a bartender there?
We're gonna stay here where we're currently at.
And yes.
Okay. You boys go back to the tower. I have questions for this bartender.
I have
It's
questions for the
9
chef.
a.m. Rainbow.
I'm not gonna get a drink. I legitimately have questions.
Will there be wine poured?
Later.
Okay.
It's
Right.
clearly labeled a breakfast wine.
I would leave.
I'd go in because I wanted to see if I could try and talk to the chef.
Okay. Go ahead. Rainbow, let's do yours first, I guess.
Good morning.
Morning.
Do you serve coffee here?
Yes, ma'am. We do.
I would like a large one.
So that's venti?
Mm-hmm.
Venti.
Just black.
Son of a bitch, Mike.
You were given a too large coffee. It's too large. Why do you need that much coffee?
Because it sustains me. I was walking around and I found myself in a park near the mayor's tower.
Yes, Memorial Park.
The shrine, I'm assuming it kind of was a wall of names.
Yeah. If a person of import accomplishes something for the town, gives us notoriety, we vote upon it, and if the vote succeeds, they get their name.
I recognized one. The first name seemed to have been damaged and scratched out, but I recognized the last name of Locke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he do something good and then bad?
No. Good stuff. Joined the order. Well, protected the town. There was a problem with some of the livestock from the plains had crossed over the top end of the lake, and they were really causing problems.
So is he from here?
Oh, yeah. His family died a long time ago, but he committed himself to the militia, and pretty quick he was, towards the top. A lot of people hated it. He was so young and kicked the crap out of so many of them.
He is very talented. I have seen him in the field.
My sister and I used to take bets on who would win. Locke always won. It wasn't much of a fun betting time.
So he is a good man.
I wouldn't know anymore. I haven't seen him in years, since he was young. We get letters once in a while that he's accomplishing things, I guess. Never from him, but yeah. Master Adeline sends us something with an A. Lady's name, I can't remember. They read it.
Adelaide?
Oh, yeah, Adelaide. There you go.
Just been hearing more about him since coming to the town. I was interested to hear some of his history.
I can tell you everything I know. He didn't really talk much to people. From what I hear, he doesn't talk.
Really talk much now.
Yeah, I heard that. That's crazy, right? Like, crazy? Like, praise the be to the one, but, like, really? I didn't know that was a thing in the order.
Apparently. I was also unaware. I mean, we praise be to the one, but that's taken that praising to the next level.
I remember him being around when I was a kid, and it's just, I don't know. He always did good things, right? But, like, it creeped me out. Something spooky about him, right?
Like what? Just a feeling or something particular?
He would, like, stare at people. You know, he wouldn't talk to anybody. He would just stare at you. We all kind of just stopped trying. It was weird.
Did it feel like he could read your mind, kind of?
No. Just felt like he was going to kill you for trying to talk. Like the sound of your voice made him... just ruined his day or something. It was like, okay. You ever walk in a room and somebody immediately farts?
Yes, it's never me.
Okay, that look. Like, walking up to him and saying, hi, you just farted.
That is a little creepy and strange.
Great person. Did a lot of good. I know he's one of the top protectors, I think. That's cool. Somebody from here is like that, but I don't know. Best thing that ever happened around here is when he took Anki and rode away.
Who's Anki?
His mount, I guess. They use him to herd the cattle across the lake. He started riding it.
You know, I think there's a difference between doing good and being good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where he would fall. Just always felt like he was about to, I don't know, beat you up or something. Or worse. Next topic. How's the coffee?
Next topic, what time does wine get served?
I guess whenever.
Perfect. Let me finish this coffee. And she finishes the far too large coffee.
Just downs it.
I'd like some wine, please.
Man, I'm energetic after all that coffee. I need to cut it with some wine.
Had my uppers, need my downers.
This is her version of vodka Red Bulls, baby.
All right, Audie and Tiddly, you're back in town now.
Whew, what a trip.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do, or can we fast travel, speed up time a little bit?
Fast travel, please.
I was just wanting to go back talk to the chef.
Oh, right. Right. Right, let's go do that.
Don't let Luke do things.
All right, so nobody noticed you walk in, or nobody cared that you did.
Hello?
Hey. You don't work here?
No, I'm a traveling chef. I heard that katsu is getting made tonight and ramen, and those are two of my favorite dishes. And I wanted to know what type it was going to be, um, and like if there's anything I can do to help or anything at all. I'm going to be around for the rest of the day. And
Yeah, roll up your sleeves.
roll up my sleeves.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're doing tonkatsu tonight, so the bones have already gone in. We're sitting on it. If you want to just dice ginger, we generally do big chunks.
Big chunks.
Yeah.
All right. Point me in the right direction. I'll help out as best I can.
Chopping block over there, man.
All right. I grab my knives. I just poke my head out to Rainbow, like, Rainbow, I'm gonna help out. I want to find out how this is made. I love this dish so much. I'm gonna be in the back. Oh, Hey, guy. I'm gonna help out. Have fun. We already have rooms. We may need help later. Just saying.
I'm fine.
We're back up.
I'm perfectly lucid.
Okay.
The bartender walks back in. I found another one.
It's not one of Herbert Luger's fruit wines, is it?
No, this is like potato. I don't know. I just buy it.
Potato wine! Yeah! Potato wine.
If you have any fruit, guy, come on, just mix some water in with that too. Maybe other fruits, stuff.
Look, I had my coffee. I'm perfectly fine.
I'm not judging, just trying to help. I head back into the kitchen, start chopping.
All right. So
doing any sort of help that they can help out or that they need.
Yeah, and that you'll be able to learn the whole recipe.
Yes.
Okay. So fast track a little bit. There's something I'm trying to get to. Sorry. So we're probably going to go a little later if everyone's comfortable with that. The group that goes into the basement of that place, it goes off pretty well. They're all pretty happy about it. 1 dead, 3 injured townspeople. What they describe as half a skeletal figure of half man, half cow was roaming, and they took the skull from it and have hung it from the top of the tower, from the top of the entryway to the tower.
It's not something you see every day. Is it a cow skull or a man skull? Because I guess maybe it could be something you see every day if it's a cow skull. And you butcher cows.
It's a cow skull.
Okay.
It's a big ass cow skull. And there was a large axe that accompanied it with it. They also claim to have run into a few of undead, strikingly similar to the ones you met in the forest. But they weren't as much of an issue. The rest of the evening is spent talking about what to do next. Major seems to have folded right in very quickly to a decision maker in the town. The elders are conversing and they're trying to figure out who the next mayor is. Admittedly, not a lot of people are stepping up right away.
Really?
After word vomiting for like a straight hour, I would be following, unless he said I shouldn't do it. I would be following him around, not saying anything, just looking at everybody like they just farted.
Yeah. And yeah, he's Go ahead and roll insight, Adi. What? 13. Okay. Yeah, he's putting on his priest hat pretty hard. He's, trying to be an educator, speaking slowly. The stance of the order is, and speaking in that tone, you know what I mean? Referring to everyone. No, don't worry, my child. It was a mistake. Just, doing the whole shebang. Playing the role, as it were. That evening, the ramen is amazing. You all enjoy it?
Okay, now I get why this isn't soup. I get it. I understand.
See? I'm using chopsticks. I'm assuming everyone else is using a spoon. I'm chopsticks and just... It's... warms your soul.
More, please.
I don't worry. Keep ordering. I'm not fucking with this. I would never just...
Okay. That evening, long rest, no issues. Next morning, Monsieur meets you at the edge of town. I want to thank you for coming. You've given these people their lives back, quite literally, I believe.
Well, thanks is necessary for doing one's duty. But I see that you do it well. May it ever be so.
Remember to broaden your vision there. Try not to get too tunnel vision again. Hyperfocus can be good, but just be careful.
I will try. It flies in the face of so much of my spirit and training not to focus. But I will keep an open mind. Well, goodbye.
Bye, friend. Take care.
Go with the future one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna send you a message about that later.
Why not send me a message now?
What do you mean, future one? You've said it a couple times.
Do you
Holding
not?
it to a polite curiosity as well.
You are keeper, yes?
Yeah.
Fairly new, though.
Then you know it's just a
We know
rock.
about the one. Yeah, we know about the one. Mm-hmm.
There's stories that my sect, the Silence, believe the one is still coming.
Oh.
And that the one we have is a gift from the real one. So we pray to
the new one is not another rock.
No, a being, great being.
So the rock is the two.
What?
No.
Rock is the gift from the supernatural being that is coming.
I could not
Yeah.
be with us now. Is future one.
Does your future one have a name by chance?
Future one.
What?
The one in the
Okay.
future.
I didn't know if there was another name.
Common, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
We've been hearing Dave a lot, thrown around out there as a name. Lots of babies being named Dave recently. Thought maybe I had something to do with it.
Like we said, a lot of coincidences happening. We just.
I can look for Dave if you like.
Don't.
Not,
We'd
not
rather you
necessary.
didn't.
Sure, I have one question for you. In your priestly studies, how do you and your contemporaries believe the future one will come to us?
From the sky. Sent from
Really?
sent from the heavens to bestow upon us real magic, not the false kind from the gift. Be it a beautiful gift. True magic will return. So that my people, and he sort of touches his ear, will no longer need to live in fear.
Well, I'm on board for that part.
Mm-hmm.
There are a great many who suffered when magic left. The gift was sent and saved what it could. But things are still not... It's not real yet. But it will. Must have faith, friends. I will bid you adieu.
Not faith if you have seen it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I do speak common just fine, by the way.
You mean you're not yet, Sunshine?
I turned to Tiddly like.
In all honesty, that could apply to a lot of people, Audie.
All
I
right,
don't think that applies.
Guy and Tiddly.
I turned to Tiddly and I'm like, did I just miss an orientation meeting or something when we got in? I didn't hear anything about that. Do you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just kind of here. I don't magic.
I know. I didn't know anything about that. He acted like we were supposed to. I'm just making sure you didn't go get invited someplace and I didn't.
Oh no, I did.
No, I remember that's why you're scratching so much. But
Yeah.
All right. So you head north. Yes?
yeah.
You head north along the trail. It is 2.5 days to the main highway. No issues. You see ranchers along the plains. North of the lake, you see fishermen in the lake. It's a big-ass lake. You come close to the foothills. You come close to the mountains a few times. You arrive on the highway. And your plan was to head back, correct?
Yeah.
I'm not misinterpreting this, right?
Um,
Where did you want to
Yeah.
head? Let's just say it out loud.
I thought we were heading back to the capital to.
Okay.
Because
That's what I assumed. That's why. I thought you were implying. But
Mission accomplished. Go back to the capital. Get me.
All right. Cool. Sounds
I
good.
do want to make sure that amulet's under lock and key.
Sounds great.
Or thrown into the one. That's fine.
Yeah. You start heading east along the road. A few hours in, you see what can only be described as a military march rounding a hill heading in your direction.
Can I do a perception check to see if I recognize their colors
Please.
or anything?
Please.
I would also have a polite interest.
I am distracted by an adorable raccoon and squirrel playing together on the side of the road.
I think I see the same raccoon and squirrel.
It's moose and squirrel.
Audie, that's a raccoon.
Of course, I know it's a raccoon. I'm just naming it Moose.
Okay, and named the squirrel. Roger, okay.
Well, its last name is Squirrel. Its first and middle name are Rocket J.
Okay. You really do like animals, don't you?
They don't bother me as much.
All right. So, and does anybody else roll perception, or is that?
Yeah, I'll roll perception.
I will roll.
I didn't.
I believe it's either 19 or 20. Give me a second.
You don't have to. You can just let it come upon you, and I'll
I'm
give you all the
also
information.
looking at
Anyway.
the squirrel and the raccoon.
Is this like a two-piece band? What?
19.
22.
Okay.
Just see if there's any other animals
Rainbow
I can
and
look
Guy.
around.
There's probably 50 or more troops following what can only be described as a massive human being riding a dinosaur, heading
Allie.
towards you,
I would assume.
flying the colors of the silence. Literal dinosaur, by the way. Look at stream.
Is it an Allosaurus?
Ankylian.
Nope. Ankylosaurus.
Oh. Locke's coming home. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Sitting atop. The man, the myth. Thank you very much.
His fucking hammer.
Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have an excellent evening. Hope you enjoyed yourselves very much. Tuesday afternoon, we have our show. Wednesday, we will have Crosden. Thursday, hopefully Deadlands Blood Moon. And then we'll be back next Sunday to find out more about this stuff. Have a good night.
Woo!